Welcome back to the game, everybody. This is Robert from Black Belt Gaming. We're getting ready to start the Poison Party. Let's get started with our Paladin and her ally. Well, as we follow the sequence of play right here in the hero phase, we're going to have to deal with these poisoned conditions. And I don't get to roll yet, I just immediately start taking damage. So our Paladin takes another point, and our Dragon Knight also takes another point. So one more and the Dragon Knight is out. So that's the very, very beginning of the hero phase. Now we have a chance to move around a little bit, make any attacks that we can. But our Paladin is still facing this dragon fear. So that means if we move to a new tile, we're going to take damage. So I guess we don't want to do that if we can help it. We could try to run around the corner there and battle the snake, but why don't we let the Paladin explore to the north? That will keep the Paladin on this tile and we don't have to take any extra damage. So with the speed of 6 we can get there with no problem. I've chosen not to use the open door tokens for this particular adventure, so we're just gonna have no issues with doors. We'll go and sort of begin wrapping up the hero phase here. What we need to do now is give our heroes and ally a chance to shake off these conditions. Let's start with the Paladin. Poisoned. To get rid of the poison we need a 10 or higher. And we got a 9. Our Paladin remains poisoned. Well, how about Dragon Fear? A 9 again. We're not doing so well. The Dragon Knight. If we don't shake off this poison, our Dragon Knight is doomed. An 11. We just made it. So the poisoned condition is now removed from the Dragon Knight, and that's good news. Alright, that's going to take us to the end of the hero phase. We're now going to begin the exploration phase. So we're at the edge here. Let's draw a new tile. The tile is the long hallway. And this says, if possible, place the top tile from the stack next to this tile's unexplored edge. And it's a black triangle. So we will be dealing with an encounter card. And the first thing we need to place here is a monster. And the monster standing in the long hallway is a human cultist. Probably some dragon or dragon worshipping or orc worshipping human cultist. So there we go. Let's place him on the scorch mark. And then we get to place another tile. This one is also a tile with a black triangle. So this is not, since it's a tile being placed through some sort of game effect here, this is not going to cause us to need to draw a second encounter card. We're only going to have to process one. But let's go ahead and place this tile and then draw a monster for that one. And we've got the Orc Druid. Makes its first appearance in the game. Let's see what it says. Special ability, Beastmaster. After this creature activates, also activate all animal monsters in play. So if we get any bears, what about the snake? Probably the snake. I'll take a look at that and see. But animal monsters are going to activate. Interesting. Let's get the Orc Druid out. This is a pretty good looking model here. The Orc Druid. Quite a large staff there. Let's get him placed on the scorch mark and we'll get rolling. Alright, it's encounter card time. And we draw a trap. Poisoned dart trap. The trap launches darts coated in snake venom from holes in the wall. We have to place the poison dart trap marker on the active hero's tile. Trigger the trap during your villain's phase. Attack each hero on this tile. This could take out our ally for sure, and certainly do a lot more damage to the paladin. So bad, bad, bad trap. But let's get it out. Alright, here is the active heroes tile. Poisoned dart trap. So right now it looks like only the paladin will be affected. Okay, we're heading into, what is it, step 2 and 3 of the villain phase. As we begin step 3, since we don't have a villain out, our ally gets to go. And the Dragon Knight says that if he's within 1 tile of a monster, he'll move adjacent to it and attack it with his sword. So he's not going to head down the long hallway. That's going to put him 2 tiles away. He's actually 1 tile away from the snake. So he's going to move in and attempt to kill the snake. So an attack roll here at +6. The snake's armor class is 13. Let's see how it goes. We have an 8. That's good enough. That's going to be a 14. That's going to hit the snake's armor class of 13. 1 damage. That's enough to kill the snake. So what we get to do here is we get an experience point, which is nice. That's going to give us 5. And if I remember correctly, if we start continuing the game here and we have 5 experience points, I think we can use 5 experience points to cancel an encounter card, or in some situations to level up if we roll a natural 20. So the snake is dead. What kind of treasure did the snake have? Gauntlets of Ogre Power. These metal gauntlets grant the wielder incredible strength, +1 damage when you hit an adjacent monster with an attack while this item is in play. Well, let's give this to our paladin. Alright, it is time to start activating monsters now, as we're coming to the end of the villain phase for the paladin. The first one in the list here is the human cultist. It's within 1 tile. It's going to move adjacent and attacked with a poison dagger. I swear, poison, poison, poison. Everywhere, everywhere. So move adjacent and attack. Well, I get to choose the adjacent position, so I think I'm going to have this cultist come around and try to backstab the paladin. There's a reason I'm doing that. I might be able to reach that cultist with one of these other characters with some sort of ranged attack. We will just have to see. But let's give him his attack roll. +6 on the attack roll, trying to hit an armor class of 20. Not good enough. Look at that. +6, that's going to be a 19. Thanks to the shield, the blessed shield, our paladin deflects the attack of the poison dagger. The next one in the stack is the Orc Druid. Is it within 1 tile of a hero? No. It is 2 tiles away. So it's going to move 1 tile toward the closest hero. And it says, after this hero activates, also activate all animal monsters in play. Just had a chance to double check, and the snake, interestingly enough, is considered, if we look on its card here, it is a reptile. You can see there at the top. Other monsters like the cave bear and others will say animal. So it's not going to affect the snakes. But let's move our druid a little closer. He's coming. Alright. Finally, the poisoned dart trap, +8 to the roll. We're going to take 1 point of damage anyway, even if it misses. So let's see what happens. Trying to hit an armor class of 20. And that's a hit. Well, what do we do? What's the damage here? 2 points of damage, and we remain poisoned. Fortunately, there's not a double poisoned condition. So 2 more points of damage. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points of damage total on the paladin. Alright, well, we're beginning the hero phase for our wizard. And our wizard is fine, but the wizard's ally is poisoned. So we have to start off on a bad note there and give the half-orc thug a point of damage. So a point of damage there on the half-orc thug. Let's keep going. Movement. Maybe we'll want to explore with the eye again. Or we could try to make an attack. Let me think about this. Alright, I think I'm going to continue to have my wizard kind of camp out here. I don't want him to get mixed up in too much melee combat, so let's have him make an attack from right here. And we picked as one of our at-wills the Ray of Frost. And the good thing about this one is it's got a decent range. We can attack one monster on your tile or on any tile within 2 tiles of you. So as we count here, this adjacent tile is 1 and the next one is 2. So we don't count it this way, we have to go around this way. So the human cultist is within 2 tiles. Let's see if we can take him out. That's another reason why I moved the cultist onto that tile, so perhaps the wizard could get him. +7 to the attack roll. Let's see how he does. That's going to total a 17. I'm almost sure that's a hit. Let's find the cultist. 14, yes. So the wizard is able to take out the human cultist. So human cultist is out. We'll take its card, worth 1 experience point, put that in the pile, and we'll draw a treasure here. We have a potion of recovery. We can end 1 condition on a hero, on your hero or an adjacent hero, and you have to discard this after use. Well, the question is, do we want to use this on our ally right now and remove this poisoned condition? This may sound really bad, but I may save it, because the half-orc thug is, I don't know. Let's just save it for now. I'm just gonna save it for now. That may be cruel to the poor ally, but let's just hang on to it for now. So that's our treasure. Alright, continuing on with the hero phase, and we have our wizard who's made an attack. Do we want to make a move? Yes, we want to continue to explore as much as we can. So let's move our wizard eye up onto this tile, and why don't we explore? Let's explore to the north and see what we find. So now we're going to be, well, let's see, we're going to be leaving here the hero phase. So before we move on to the exploration, let's see if we can get rid of this poisoned condition. Alright, it's time for the half-orc to see if he can shake this off. A 16 is good news. He's no longer poisoned. Now we can explore. We have drawn somewhat of a corner tile here. White triangle. Let's see what kind of monster shows up. An orc archer. Let's get him out. There he is, right on the scorch mark. So, no encounter card, thankfully, due to the white triangle, as we leave the exploration phase and enter the villain phase. And I think the good thing we get to do now is we let our ally take an action. So our half-orc here says if the half-orc thug is within 2 tiles of a monster, and he is, the wizard eye there is 1 tile and the archer is 2 tiles away. So this will work. He gets to use his explosive bolt, +5 to the attack. So against the archer with an armor class of 13, what are we going to need? About an 8? An 8 or better on the die roll. Come on, half-orc. Come on, half-orc. Finally, yes. He missed his other 2 shots, but this one was true. So the orc archer is killed. Only took 1 hit point of damage to do it. So the orc archer's out of the game. Goes into the experience point pile. And I think since we already drew a treasure card for this turn, I don't think that we can draw another one. So that is just done. Just helped clear the way and earned us some experience points. So time to activate any monsters under the wizard's control, or under the wizard's, in the wizard's stack, and he doesn't have any. So that's going to wrap it up. Well, we're finishing up this part. Thanks for watching, everybody. So far the allies are hanging in there. I hope you're enjoying seeing some of the new cards in play, the allies and some of the new monsters. Please join me for the next part, coming soon.